A very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the live stream. You are Tim's a Pilot, twitch.tv, broadcasting live from the UK, and it's Jetstream TV UK on YouTube. Today we're in the Boeing 737-600 Malev by Pmdg, Hungarian Airlines. Without further ado, let's get into the cockpit. We're on the ground here at a place called Altenrhein. I'm presuming that that's just over into the German border, and yeah, we're going to be departing out and heading south. Cockpit and get everything configured for the flight. Thank you so much indeed for your company. Okay, a few things that we need to do as standard in the cockpit here just before departure. Bear with me, we're in the 737-600 as you can see. Right, first thing that I like to do is turn on the flight director. Auto throttle is on, that gives us the ability to modify the VS, so we're going to go up at 2,500 feet per minute. On the departure today. It's real time and real world weather as well, by the way, guys and girls. So as is in the real world, at the correct time, real world weather, etc. So 2,500 feet set there, 10,000 initially. Our flight level is going to be 410 today. Just getting the speed up there for departure to 250 thereabouts. Just increase the ND range just a tad on the EFIS. $40 miles should do us. Okay, let's just check we've got everything on that we need. Landing lights on. Compass lights, taxi lights, all good. Just pop it into the map. So we are, okay, all good. Lovely scenery around here in Altenrhein rather. Very difficult airport to pronounce. Okay, without further ado, come on, let's get into it, guys. We need to get the aircraft configured. Going to go into the FMC now, just put the flight plan in. And there we are, FMC, very quickly. So today we're departing, let's go to RTE. Our origin airport is Lima Sierra Zulu Romeo. Lima Sierra Zulu Romeo. That's in the box, check that, bang. That goes for the origin, top left. And the arrival airport today is Lima Sierra Zulu Alpha. Lima Sierra Zulu Alpha. Into the destination. We're currently on runway 28, so we'll get that in as well, just so the FMC knows exactly our location. Okay, that's set there. We'll go to departure and arrival. No, we won't. Initially we'll go here, cost index 15 today. That's fine. Cost index. Our cruise altitude is going to be 410. Can't see us getting up that high, to be honest with you, but that is the one that was predicted to be the best for fuel efficiency for today's flight, so we'll go with that. 410 in the box. Departure and arrival. So the departure today from Altenrhein is a TRAV2 Victor off 28. So 28 is selected. We're looking for TRAV2, so we'll scroll down the list. TRAV2 Victor, there we are, that's selected. That takes us out towards Zurich before we make a left-hand turn back down for Lugano today. Okay, onto the route, that's fine. Great stuff. Departure and arrival. The arrival into Lugano is a localizer 01, so we'll go with lock 01, and we are looking for a Eckley 5 Papa, which is at the very top. So we'll go back to route there now. We just check the legs, make sure we've got no flight discontinuities. There's a couple of waypoints we need to add in between. So Tra is our departure and Eklib is the arrival. Between them we have a number of waypoints. We'll just get them in first. So Romir is one of them. Romeo Oscar Mike India Romeo, which is there. We'll then select there and that will populate. Fantastic, that's what we need. Bear with me a minute guys. Romir, that's fine. So after Romir we've got Deges, Delta Echo, Golf Echo, Sierra. Deges, that goes in after Romir. Perfect stuff. Argax is next. Alpha Romeo Golf Alpha X-ray. Into the box, there we go, lovely jubbly. And then we have one more, Abreg. Alpha Bravo Romeo Echo Golf. That goes into there. Excellent stuff. Then we just select this one for the arrival, we overwrite that one so we've got no gaps. Next, and then the same. Charlie Lima 017, we'll select that and then we'll go to that one there, so that should now be all consistent with no gaps in the flight plan. Page 1 of 6. Yeah, we've got no gaps there at all. That's excellent, brilliant stuff. So what we'll do there is hit activate and then execute. That will populate the PFD. And there you can see the route on the PFD. Get rid of the FMC warning. So there it is. That's our departure. So we're climbing out to Tra. That is our departure, and that heads out towards Zurich, and we'll update you on route on the map. Oh, there we go. Just have a quick view check. Left wing, right wing, flaps ready for departure. Left wing, gear, and pilot cam. PFD and FMC view. Excellent stuff, all ready to go. First waypoint 1.3 nautical miles away at 2,600 feet. Next to 5,000, so we'll make an initial climb up to 10 as said before. Okay, I'm ready to go. Ready when you are. Real world weather guys, as I said, as is in real world. We're on 28 and ready for departure. I have control. Bringing up the throttles. Three, two, one, now.
knots.
80 knots checked. V1. Rotate. Say positive rate. Yeah, gear's coming up. As we climb out over the lake here, that's Altenrhein. Right, we'll look at getting the autopilot in now. Autopilot's going in. Autopilot set to Commander A and selected. Looking for LNAV and a vertical speed of 2,500 feet. Speed is in. Auto throttle is in. As we head to our first waypoint. Sitor at 6.1 nautical miles away now, so nice 11 knots tailwind at the moment at 053, and the ground speed is increasing slowly. It's 200 miles per hour, 4,800 feet, climbing up to 10,000. LNAV selected, everything is good. We are on track, ladies and gentlemen, with a right turn at Sitor. Fingers crossed, as long as everything is being done correctly. Right, I think what we'll do is we'll get them flaps in now. Wonderful view of the Alps off to the left hand side. Just bring them flaps in now. There we go, beautiful stuff. It's rather a nice shot, isn't it? Screenshot that. Bang. There's going to be quite a lot of screenshots en route, guys, as we always do on the flights. Stepping away from the cockpit as we climb out now on our departure. A left turn coming, a right turn coming very shortly. Let's just check on that. Sitor, yeah. There's our right turn at Sitor. As we head off towards Zurich, just got to step away from the cockpit 2 minutes, guys. I will return, enjoy the views. Okay, back on the flight deck. As we track north now towards Zurich. I'm just gonna increase the EFIS on that. That's the one. So you can see we're now tracking Zulu Romeo 500 at 3.7 nautical miles inbound, heading currently due east. And then we've got Zulu Romeo 501, Echo November India Bravo India, Anibi is the next waypoint, and then once we continue to do a turn, then we'll be heading out directly out for the departure at Trav 2 Victor departure. 10,000 feet we are, so we'll increase the climb. Let's just check the FMC again quickly. Okie dokie, that's all good. Right, let's get up into the cruise. Just get 410 on the box and get up above the high ground. .410 selected. Alt hold. We'll just put the VNAV in there. Sorry, the vertical speed. We want to be going up at around about 2,500 feet per minute. Pretty standard. We can now increase the speed now that we're above 10,000. Okay, climbing 410, passing through 10,000 feet now and climbing at 2,500 feet per minute. Excellent stuff. The sunshine just reflecting on the lake down there, very nice. So our view off the nose cam of the aircraft. 16 minutes into the stream. Thank you so much indeed for joining us here again at Jetstream TV on YouTube. It's Tim's a Pilot, currently live from the UK, twitch.tv. Thank you so much indeed for your company and coming along for the ride. Real-time, real-world weather today on our flight, in case you've just joined us from Altenrhein in Germany down to Lugano. I think it's Germany, it could well be Switzerland, guys. I'll just somebody confirm that in the comments if you could. I'm familiar with the area, first time flying in or out of that airport. So Altenrhein certainly sounds German. We're currently on a Trav to Victor departure, and we left runway 28 heading down to Lugano in Italy, and there'll be an Eckley 5 Papa arrival on the localizer runway for 01. Just passing over an airport there, just going to check the map for the first time today. Look at the snow-capped mountains in the distance, beautiful stuff. Well, that's where we've departed. You can see our route there now as we head up to Tinox. That's our next waypoint. This is our route today, and then we'll be turning south, Romir, Deges. Obviously our departure ends here on the turn. Deges, Argax, as we pass over the mountains in the Alps, Abreg, and then onto the Eckley 5 Papa, which is Eclibs VOR for the arrival. Heading down then over Bergamo, funnily enough we flew into last night, and then tracking north of Milan, quite close to Lake Como, and then descending with an anti-clockwise turn, which will bring us down the route onto the runway at Lugano. Very beautiful scenery. It's quite a short runway at Lugano. Bear with me a minute, guys. Lugan. Why is it not giving me any airport information? There we go. Yeah, 4,660 feet of asphalt runway here at Lugano on the arrival, so we'll need to be we'll have to have it bang on the approach with the speeds and get the auto brake set to full to give us a full stop landing down at Lugano. But the views here now absolutely beautiful off the left hand side of the aircraft. We'll just get them landing lights off, we don't need them now, but yeah, look at the views off there. Snow-capped mountains in the distance, very nice indeed. Right, let's get them landing lights off, we don't need them just yet. What's going on with the views today? Right, landing lights off, taxi lights off. Okay, all good. 19,000 now for 410. Just gently, still climbing very nicely. You can see where our route is taking us now. We're now on the final turn of our departure at the Trav 2 Victor, and then we're now, as you can see, TRA, top right hand side. That is the end of our departure. Passing through 22,000 feet now for flight level 410, 41,000 feet. Current local time is 14:14. Six nautical miles inbound, Tango Romeo Alpha. We've got a 23 knot headwind at the moment with a ground speed of 384 miles per hour, and the wind direction is at 271. So next stop is Romeo. That'll be a southerly turn back down, probably around the Zurich area. And there is our turn now. The departure complete, and heading direct to Romeo.
Bank angle.
It's actually a very cleverly worked out departure from that airport, because as you can see there is a lot of high ground around, and it tracks us out to the north to avoid any high ground, so you can get the altitude and then turn back to obviously get into the cruise over the Alps. Absolutely no issues whatsoever with that departure, with any kind of terrain problems. Yeah, excellent departure that one. The Trav 2 Victor off runway 28 at Altenrhein. Nice lazy Sunday for me. A little bit of flight sim, just had a coffee, finished off the curry from last night's takeaway. A couple of beers later on I think as well, why not? Back to work tomorrow. Let me know in the comments, what are you guys up to on this weekend. Here in the UK the weather's been absolutely magnificent. Perfect barbecuing weather yesterday. There's a little bit of cloud today, but it's still nice and warm. Very lovely early summer's day. Got some cloud ahead of us now at this flight level, and we're going to go above that obviously, but clouds over the top of the Alps is never really a good thing. It looks absolutely stunning, but if we're relying on VFR, which is visual flight rules, sometimes you need to. It's not always easy to see where the mountain peaks are, so it can be quite treacherous. just make sure we're on the right track here, because we've been in that turn a very long time. Oh no, there we go, we're levelling off now. Let's just check the PFD quickly. Yeah, there we go, we're going to right turn at Deges in 15 nautical miles, so that's all good. Yeah, we're making a right turn now. Everything's okay, all on track. Our right turn that then takes us straight over the Alps. Still snow-capped this time of year, even though summer's coming on some of the higher peaks. Now we've got a nice half moon there on the left hand side, and we have traffic above us many thousand feet higher, so absolutely no issue there, no conflict issues. It's going to be some stunning views over the Alps as we track south. Get some wonderful views for the thumbnail for YouTube. Right, heading direct to Deges now. After that we've got Argax and Abreg, and then we begin the arrival on the Ekli 5 Papa. Let's just check the altitude. 31,000 feet now, climbing to 410, 24 knot wind coming across from right to left on the nose, 384 miles per hour on the ground speed, and 6 nautical miles at inbound Deges, continuing the track south, and then Argax next. 235 knots right now, that's okay until we're established in the cruise. 5.7 nautical miles inbound Deges, with 22 nautical miles then to get to Argax. So everything is great. The arrival for Eklib, the Ekli 5 Papa, I'm going to have to look at the distances involved there and work out the descent path, as we're at 41,000 feet and there is a lot of high ground with the mountains all around us here in the Alps. Yeah, we do have a lot of cloud around. It is real world weather today and real time, so it is how it is in the real world. Excuse me, guys. That's our view of the Alps off the nose of the aircraft. Wonderful stuff. 30 minutes into the stream. Thank you so much indeed. Half an hour into the flight now. It's great to have your company, and thank you so much for coming along for the ride. You're with Jetstream TV on YouTube. Tim's a pilot, streaming live on twitch.tv. If you're just joining us, we are in the 30-something thousands, heading up to our cruise altitude of 410 today. Flight level 410 is 41,000 feet. We departed Altenrhein from runway 28 on and did a Trav to Victor departure, in case you're just joining us. around about 30 minutes ago. Well, about 20 minutes ago. We had to set the aircraft up before we left, but yeah, tracking south now, and we are flying to Lugano in Italy. Or is it still classed as Switzerland? It's probably both in Switzerland because the airport IDs both begin with LS. Is that Switzerland? Let me know in the comments, guys. It's all good. Heading towards Italy anyway. Lots of cloud around here. We should get up a bit higher now, and we're heading for 410. Let's just check on our progress. 35,000 feet. Seem to be quite static there. No, we're still climbing, just. Check the 41,000 feet. The VS mode kicked off for some reason. Stopped us from climbing. I'm just going to bring the speed back up now while we're in the climb to 410 for some reason. The autopilot set it to quite a low speed, and we need to be firing south here for Lugano. Yeah, we are climbing again now, that's all good. That will get us above that cloud layer. Sorry, just gulping coffee here on the flight deck, so if you can hear some noises in the microphone, you think it sounds a bit strange, well, now you know what it is. It's me slurping coffee. Wonderful views off the right hand side of the aircraft here now as we approach our cruise altitude of 41,000 feet, just as we are tracking south to Lugano. Just about to fly over the Alps. You can see the snow-capped mountains off on the left hand side, and the sun catching the lake down below us there. That's very nice indeed. Looks just like a mirror. Wonderful. Yeah, really quite misty today. It'd be nice if it was a little bit clearer, because these views are exceptional on a clear day. Let's check where we are on the map. Heading direct to Argax now, still tracking south. Mollis airfield to the right, and Bad Ragaz. It's quite a cool name, isn't it? Bad Ragaz. Never heard of that either. So now on reaching Argax, as you can see, all of the brown stuff here, they are the Alps. Heading direct Abreg next, and quite a lot of traffic in the vicinity. You can see one flying over the top now, left to right. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled for traffic on the way here, and then at I think I'm going to begin the descent just prior to Abreg, because we've cleared the majority of the Alps at that point, and then we can make our descent down on the arrival on the Eckley 5 Papa and the expected runway at the moment, unless anything changes weather-wise, is it's going to be a localizer approach onto runway 01 at Lugano. Okay, nice, we're in the cruise. Argax to Abreg, and we'll begin the descent just prior to Abreg. We've got quite a lot of traffic here, guys, so we're just going to cut back to the cockpit view and see if we can see the traffic. It's a shame that we've got these clouds. It's quite misty. We're actually missing all of the best views of the Alps beneath us today. Very misty. Flight level 360, why does it keep turning itself off? I'll tell you what, we'll just go to 360, that's probably easier, isn't it? We're high enough anyway. For some reason it's not like in we'll hit altitude 36,000 on reaching. It's just captured that now, so that's fine. Speed should gradually increase now that we're in the cruise. 360. 25 knot wind coming from right to left, slightly on the tail, so that's 457 miles per hour now on the ground speed as we head direct to Abreg. 35 nautical miles inbound, about 10 miles or so this side of Abreg. That's when I'm going to begin the descent. We'll have cleared most of the high ground in the Alps at that point. Rather a lovely shot, isn't it? We'll get a screen grab of that in a minute. We just need some of that cloud to go away to give us some clarity. Very nice indeed. Need a little break in that cloud in front of the engine just to clear it up and bring that green out so it pops for the thumbnail. That's what we require. Is it going to happen? Is that clearing ever so slightly? Yes it is, there we go. Yeah, that's making it a bit clearer for the thumbnail there. We'll just hit that, bang, that'll do. You'll notice a slight pause when I'm doing these screenshots. Do not fret. To be fair, we could begin our descent now anyway. The peaks in the Alps normally come up to around about 23,000 feet. So we'll begin a gradual descent now. Let's just check the FMC very quickly. So that's saying 6,000 feet at Charlie Lima 017. Okay. That's fine. Okay, we'll begin the descent now. We're cleared most of the high stuff. Sending the aircraft now. I'll come down to flight level 220,000 feet. In fact, we'll make that 19,000 because of the direction of flight. FMC warning off. And that's slowly peeling back now, so we'll hit the VS, we'll manage the descent ourselves. Take that down at 2,000 feet per minute. Should increase the speed of the aircraft now with the nose dipping slightly. There's the overspeed warning, it would do that. Have to get rid of that, aren't we? That's going to be very annoying. Yeah, just bring that speed down to 250. Throw some air brakes in. Just going to bring that down just a little bit more. — 16,000 feet. And we'll increase our rate of descent. 2,500 feet per minute on the descent as we are heading direct Abreg now, with a left turn coming up very shortly for the beginning of the arrival of the Ecli 5 Papa down into Lugano. So quite a lot of mountains ahead of us, even though they're not snow-capped, so we'll keep our eye on that descent, but the descent profile at the moment is looking okay. Excuse me, guys. There's our left turn.
Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle.
Rather a lovely shot, isn't it, guys and girls? Very steep bank angle on that though, so we'll just get a quick screen grab of that. Lovely. Very nice indeed. And that. Just a couple of screen grabs now as we head south on our arrival. Let's just check the height above sea level at Lugano. So we're heading direct to Ecli now for the Ecli 5 Papa arrival for the right turn, and I just want to nip down to Lugano here quickly and check on the elevation. Fucking hell, keep sorry for the language. Keep selecting the VOR. Lugano is 896 feet above sea level, so we need to be coming down to around about 3,000 for the final approach. No lower than that, and we will be disconnecting the autopilot and making a hand-flown visual approach down to the runway at 01 in Lugano. Wonderful views here now, clearing up as we come down through that cloud layer. Very nice. Keep it at 16,000 for the initial part of the arrival.
Bank angle.
I'm estimating we'll be on the ground within the next 15 minutes or so, ladies and gents, so it'll be around about the hour mark for the full stream and the full flight today. See how we're doing on the altitude. 27,000, descended 16,000 now. We need to be 6,000 feet by Charlie Lima 017 in approximately 50-60 nautical miles from now. So with the way it's panning out with the descent to 16,000, in fact we can continue that descent down to 6,000 actually, so that should work out nicely for the next 50-60 nautical miles or so. Bear with me guys, sorry about that, it's just some trapped wind. Managing the descent nicely here down to 6,000 feet. .6,000 set and running, still descending at 2,500 feet per minute. In fact we can come down a bit faster than that, so we'll make that 3,000 feet per minute now on the descent. And if we check on the EFIS, we'll actually zoom out a little bit on that. And we should get to our green arc for when we are reaching 6,000 somewhere. There it is. Yeah, see the green arc coming down here. So the green arc, unless you are aware, shows us exactly on the flight plan where we will be reaching 6,000 feet. So currently, if we draw that round to here, that'll be around about Charlie Lima 017. Maybe descend just a little bit faster for now. Should bring us down a bit quicker. 3,500 feet per minute now on the arrival. With the lush, wonderful Swiss Alps below us, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that fabulous? Screenshot that. See what the other side's looking like. Equally as beautiful. I'll have one of that as well. Wonderful stuff. Just enjoying the view guys, look at that, isn't that something? Absolutely magnificent, it really is. And you can see there the descent profile is working absolutely magnificently as we leave that high ground behind us now as we descend down into the valleys. We are actually on the Eckley 5 Papa arrival now, on the way into Lugano, so we'll be tracking, if you look off to the left hand side, we'll be heading down towards that area and then making a further right turn and then back up towards the Alps. If you look top right hand side of the screen, Lugano is around about that area. Got a fuel warning, no problem at all, as we'll be on the ground in the next 10-15 minutes. We'll just decrease our rate of descent there now, not really required. So steep. Bring that down to 2,500 feet per minute, get rid of that master caution, not needed. Enjoying the wonderful views here in the descent. Very nice day indeed. So you can see our final track there for the approach, and we're heading direct Bravo Romeo Lima now. Then we'll be making a right hand turn in 8 nautical miles time. You can see that we're at 16,000 feet, descending to 6,000 feet. See if we can stop that bank angle from happening. Keep doing this in the Pmdg. Go to the heading select, there's the bank angle, so we'll pull that back. See if it affects the bank angle in any way. We need to be having just very subtle turns here. Let's see if that fixes anything. That should work. Don't know why it isn't working. We've got a turn coming up now, so let's see how steep that turn is now that we've changed the bank angle setting on the heading knob. There's our right turn coming up now. Doesn't look as steep to me. No, it's still steep. It's still going to give us the warning. One of the only bugs with the Pmdg. Yeah, bank angle, we've tried to address it. We've got an airport down there right in front of us. Should we have a look what that is? It's a very steep turn, that, isn't it? That's Bergamo, I do believe. Yep, Orio al Serio. Bergamo, which is to northeast of Milan. Lake Como should be coming up soon on the right hand side if we zoom out. There is Lake Como. And we'll be passing that off to our right hand side as we track towards 29 Bravo Romeo Lima, and then we'll be making our final approach into Lugano, remembering that the airfield is situated almost 1,000 feet above sea level. Descending to 6,000 now, should be okay with that, as the FMC has told us we'll be avoiding any high ground at that height, so all is good. Wonderful views there off to the right hand side, looking back at the snow-capped mountains that we've just come over the top of. Little towns and villages of northern Italy here now beneath us. Coming up to the hour mark in the stream, I'd just like to thank you once again for joining me here. Tim's a pilot at twitch.tv, broadcasting live out of the UK, Jetstream TV on YouTube. If you haven't done already, please, if you could guys, I really would appreciate it. It does help, considering we're making content regular here. Please give us a subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything. Hit the notification bell so you can see when new content is uploaded, and of course like the videos as much as you can. Does no harm to just hit that thumbs up button, and please leave us a comment. It's always wonderful to read your feedback and know how you feel about the flights, and give us your feedback. What would you like to see? Is there anything you'd like me to do differently here on the channel? It's always great to find out what you, the viewer, thinks, and yeah, thank you very much indeed for your support, and thanks once again for coming along on the ride. And you can see Lake Como there off the nose of the aircraft as we make a number of right hand turns. Yeah, and that should be Linate or Malpensa. No, it's Monte Morenzo. Avio Superficie Kong. Never heard of that in my life. That will be Malpensa. No, that is Alzate Brianza Airport, or Senigo. Well, you learn something new every day, guys. That's Linate. No, it's not, it's Varese. Venegono. Yeah, I must improve my Italian. I used to speak quite a lot many years ago when I was dating Ariana from Torino. Wonderful views here, Lake Como off to the right hand side now. Should get views of the lake coming into view any second off the right hand side of the aircraft now. There is the lake on the left hand side of the screen now. Wonderful part of the world. It's probably about 15 years now since I was last at Lake Como. Absolutely beautiful part of the world. The scenery it's just breathtaking. A place called Bellagio, which is halfway up the lake on the eastern shore. Absolutely stunning to sit there and enjoy a lovely glass of local Pinot Grigio, with the sun belting down on you, with the wonderful Alps rising up. Some of them sheer drops down to the lake edge. It's simply a sight that has to be seen at some point in life. What a magnificent place. And you can see here now, just below the engines, you've got all the little villages up on the hillsides that lead you down to Como. And unless I'm very much mistaken, the town of Como is just there on the left hand side now, coming into shot. Wonderful. Now you can see why George Clooney decided to make his home there. I've been to his villa as well, by the way. Not into it, you know, not having Nespresso coffee or anything with George himself, but I've actually been to the villa. I've also been to the Star Wars villa, which featured in one of the prequel films where Padme and Anakin gets married. that is also a location at Lake Como, along with a mansion and a villa that was featured in one of the James Bond films with Daniel Craig. Just a little bit of info for you as we pass the hour mark now, as we descend down into Lugano. We're on the Eckley 5 Papa arrival for the localizer runway 01 at Lugano. We should be making a right turn very shortly, and them views off over to Lake Como off the right hand side of the aircraft are absolutely magnificent. Oh, there's some high ground here, so we'll keep it at 6,000. That's what they've recommended. Just double check the FMC quickly. Yeah, 6,000 feet at Charlie Lima Oscar 1, Charlie Lima 017, which is approximately 18 nautical miles away or so. Just zoom in on the EFIS there. Get rid of that master caution for the fuel. Yeah, so we'll just check this again now. Yeah, we can see our track into Bolzano there, so we're around about 15 nautical miles until we make our right hand turn at Pmdg. Good stuff. Just keeping visuals on that high ground to the right hand side. Nice and clear now though, there's no cloud interference at all, so we've got great VFR on the way in it as well. Just wow, just wow. Well, I'm going to stick all the lights on, etc., so we don't forget now. Landing lights are coming in. Yep. Yeah, they're definitely on. Magnificent views. Could be worthy of another screenshot there. That's beautiful, isn't it? Look at the little towns and villages, little houses on top of the mountain there. That is breathtaking. Isn't that beautiful, ladies and gents? Oh no, don't do that. I meant a screenshot. Lovely, that'll do us. Is that Como itself? Yes, it is. It's the very end of the left-hand fork there of Lake Como. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Isn't that stunning? The right turn coming up very soon. That should fly us directly down the valleys to avoid any high ground there. So let's just check finally the FMC for the flight levels on the way in at the different waypoints. So by 55 localizer of Caldo, we need to be at around about 4,000 feet. I did say no lower than 3,000 on the arrival here today because the its elevation is just shy of 1,000 feet above sea level. So we're going to begin the descent further now, down to 3,000 on the turn at Pmdg. Rather a lovely view off the left hand side of the aircraft as well, wouldn't you say? Oh wow, just gets better. Another screenshot, why not? So just keeping our eyes on the high ground there ahead of us. That's why we're maintaining 6,000 feet before the turn. We'll be making a turn to the right very shortly. In approximately 2.7 nautical miles at Pmdg, which will have us avoiding that high ground. Where's it going? It should be banking right. Oh no, we do like a left-hand turn right round, don't we, anti-clockwise? Check the map for that. That's exactly what we're doing to avoid the high ground. Yeah, there is Bolzano, and as you can see, we are making a turn like that, purposefully to avoid the high ground. Yeah, okay, that's all good. It's doing what we should be doing, keeping us safe. It's the main thing, isn't it? Avoiding them mountains off to the right. "67 minutes into the stream, just over the hour mark now, guys, an hour and 7 minutes. Thank you so much indeed for joining me here on this flight from Altenrhein down to Lugano. And should be a right hand turn coming up now. There is. Just going to maintain 6,000 for now, and then we'll bring it down to 3,000 feet.
Bank angle.
Alright, relax.
Bank angle.
It's getting quite bumpy on the way down here now. You can see the nose moving around a lot. Just check the PFD very quickly. Yeah, we're tracking right now. I'm going to zoom in on that again. Make our right turn here. Yeah, just need to avoid that high ground there. Just going to slow the aircraft down now. Okay, slowed to 200 knots. And then begin the descent down to 3,000. Feet now set. Vertical speed. I'll bring that down at 500 feet per minute. 1,000 feet per minute should do it actually. Right, we've now slowed the aircraft to 200 knots. We are on the final approach now for Lugano. Just need to avoid any of this high ground on the way back in as we're coming back onto the track now, guys, as you can see. It's giving us some very gentle turns. Maybe we can go direct on this. Bear with me a minute, please. Could we go direct 3-2 lock? Yeah, we could. Let's do that. Save us making these turns. Direct 3-2 lock. Sorry, bear with me, guys. 3-2 lock. There, and execute. That should give us a subtle turn. Oh, bear with me, guys. Shit, shit, shit. Execute that. Yeah, there we go, right hand turn now, and that'll bring us down for the runway. Perfect. Right, so let's get some flaps in. They're going to be needed. Flaps 1. Get that gear down. Locked. Get the rest of them flaps in. Okay, where is the airfield? It's off to the left there. Autopilot's coming out, guys. And auto throttle off. Manually hand flying the aircraft now, fully configured for landing. There is Lugano down to the right hand side, left hand side, sorry. I'm just going to have to bring it off to the right here, just to get rid of some of this altitude, and then we'll bring it back, avoiding that high ground. Just take it out here to the right and then bring it back in. We're okay. Just take it towards that mountain and then swing it round to the right hand side.
Caution, terrain.
Yeah, I've got it, don't worry.
Caution, terrain.
And then making a right turn now. I have control.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain.
We are going to get these terrain proximity warnings, guys, because there is high ground around us, but the visuals for today for VFR, Visual Flight Rules, is very, very nice and clear. It's all good. And we can obviously spot the high ground and avoid that at all costs as we continue our right hand turn here now for our final approach into Lugano.
Caution, terrain.
Just peeling off some of that altitude.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain.
Check where the airfield is. There we are, back on track now at Caldo. Cabin crew, positions for landing please. Cabin crew, seats for landing, thank you. There is the runway at Lugano, so just avoiding this high ground on the way in. Bring the aircraft down ever so gently now.
Caution. Sink rate.
It's okay on the sink rate, we just need to get rid of some of this altitude on the way in.
Pull up.
It's all good. Get some of them speed brakes in. Slow us down ever so slightly.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Brakes are
Terrain,
set to
terrain.
auto.
Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
I'll ignore those
Terrain,
proximity
terrain.
warnings.
Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull
Beautiful
up.
approach into Bolzano. This, look at the scenery around here, and then the
Terrain,
runway in the
terrain.
valley.
Pull up.
Now just bringing that throttle back.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Speed
Terrain,
brakes in.
terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Sink rate. 10.
And on the ground at Bolzano, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for joining us here at Jetstream TV. I'll be vacating to the left when able. I think we need to do a turn round on the runway here, guys. I'll just get rid of that auto brake. Yeah, we just do a turn around at the end and then take it back to the airport itself. Terminal building, should I say. Let's get rid of them flaps, we don't need them now. Well, there's something in the sky there. Not sure what that is. Does anybody know what that is in the sky? Is that a UFO? There's quite a lot of frame drop on this. I mean, it must be doing a lot to render out all of the mountains and the airport itself, but it's actually very slow. Is this the guy with the paddles? Is he waving us in? Could well be. I think this is us, guys. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are on the ground at Bolzano, and what an incredible view that is. What an incredible view that is. That makes for a rather lovely screenshot as well, wouldn't it? Screenshot that could be the thumbnail. Thank you so much indeed for joining us here at Jetstream TV from the cockpit. We'll see you next time on the next flight. Cheers for coming along. Take care.